All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I do have to say blessings to everybody on this beautiful Sunday. I do pray everybody is very blessed, and we are live, and we are schlong, baby. What do I mean by schlong? I mean we are long, but we also just took a short trade, and I want to go over this price action, guys. I want to go over what exactly is happening. I want to talk about why we got the move to the upside, this big pump, as well as why we are currently finding resistance right here, because this is literally the most technical and juicy Bitcoin price action one could possibly ask for. This is the beautiful price action that we dream about, right? It makes us lick our lips in delight when we think about the frozen, non-dairy dessert goodness that is this Bitcoin price action. Okay, so let's talk about this big candle that we just got to the upside and why we're currently finding resistance, where we're finding resistance. Okay, so it really all goes back to the top, right? The high that we put in here. Bitcoin had been trading in a sideways range, and let's clean up our charts a little bit here. Right? Let's clean up our charts just a smidge. Bitcoin had been trading in a sideways range for quite some time here, and we came up to a key area of resistance. And when we came up to this key area of resistance, we saw some very bearish signs on some very high term time frames. Now, every asset that we're going to be trading here is always going to be trading sideways, right? And so if we find a level where historically price has found a sticking point, such as right here, 25,222, well, then we can expect that price will continue to find a sticking point when we come to that level. So we see back in May, we got support. We see in August, we got resistance. And so we came up to this level right here, and we did so with a very bearish pattern on market Cipher B. Money flow getting lower, momentum getting lower as the price is getting higher, giving us the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern. Whereas we can see Sam Bankman-Fried, the left mammary gland very enlarged, very in charge, okay, driving Caroline wild. She was all about the large left. She liked her men large on the left. But the money flow getting lower, the man boobs getting lower as the price is getting higher into key resistance, right? Now, this is a very bearish sign, especially when it happens on a higher term time frame, which is why we gave the short setup from this zone in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, which is why I'm currently actually still holding this trade as a swing short position, still open here, because there is a real chance that we could get a significant move to the downside here. But then what happened after we got this dump is we came down to a key zone of support. That zone of support is simply just the Fibonacci retracement tool from the most recent swing low to the most recent swing high. So if we go down to a lower time frame like the 4-hour and we zoom in here and we take our Fibonacci retracement tool over here and we take it from the low that we put in back on Monday, the 13th of February, and we pull it up to the high, we can see that we came down perfectly to the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. And in addition to that, if we take a look at all the volume that traded here, well, boom, also the high volume node of the range, which is why we were also looking for the long trade from this exact level if we were getting bullish divergences on the 1-hour time frame specifically. As you can see here, we're looking at the 1-hour chart. We want to see that 1-hour time frame giving us that bottom signal as we come to key support, which is how we were able to get into the long trade from the key support. Because as we came down to that level on the 1-hour time frame, what did we see on market Cipher B? We actually didn't see this until we actually put in the bottom, right? We could have taken a few scalp trades here, but we didn't get that real pumperoni signal until we came down and put in this bottom yesterday when we got this nice big bullish divergence, the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern with the big left momentum wave and the skinny right momentum wave, right? Giving us the uneven butt cheek pattern right here, okay? Now, once we got that uneven butt cheek pattern, we kind of did nothing for a while here, right? We kind of stayed within this range, and then all of a sudden we got a big pump to the upside. Why did we get such a big pump to the upside? Well, the reason is because when we got this fast move down over here, we formed something on the chart called single prints. All right, single prints. Basically what that means is price spent very little time here, and we would expect if the price comes back up into this zone that we would pretty much fill that entire zone. And if we take a look at where we came up to, you can see that we literally came up to the exact box that we were looking at this morning also in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. These are the levels that we were already looking at, because it's just very probable that if the price comes into a zone of resistance that, like a single print, that it will be filled. In fact, we can take a look here at what we were taking a look at this morning. I posted my charts, I posted my levels in the Discord, and we were taking a look at this exact level here, where we wanted to see, there were two zones of resistance this morning for trades. One was a scalp from 23.333, and the second one was from 23.5, where we would fill that single print. And if we take a look at the chart right here, it's actually very interesting, because both of those levels were respected pretty much to the dang dollar. In fact, if we turn on our scalp levels, we can see that first we get a rejection right from the scalp level and get a pretty nice move to the downside for a scalp trade. And then when we come up to fill that single print, well, we reject pretty much right from it. And of course, we had a nice little zone here where not only did we have the single print, we had the old tapped daily level here as well, and a Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, which is why I took also the short scalp from this level, and this is the short trade that I'm currently in now. I've already hit a TP1. This is resistance here. If we come above this zone right here, then there's more potential now for upside, right? There's more potential now for upside if we come above the yellow line at about $23,500. So I want to take a look at the chart and see what is happening, right? What is happening from this $23,500 zone. And by the way, if you want to join the Casper Crew VIP Discord, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. I recommend you wait until March 1st, because Patreon will charge you when you sign up and the first of the month, right? But it's not a signals group, guys, but we do give these levels, right? We do give these levels because we're doing good technical analysis, and it's definitely an educational group. Also, if you want to take advantage of this volatility trading on ByBit with 0% limit fees for derivatives, people out there saying I'm lying about that. No, 0% limit fees on derivatives if you use my affiliate link. It's a special deal that ByBit gave to Jason Casper. And also, if you deposit $100, you get 1 month free of the Crypto Fusion trading bot. So let's take a look at what exactly is happening right now with this price action. And let's kind of, first of all, let's go down to a very local time frame and see what happened. We filled the single print, we got a rejection, and now we're starting to get a move back to the upside. So if this is going to be a real rejection, first of all, what we should be doing is we should be pulling our fib, and we should be looking for two things. Number one, either a lower high coming in right here. Number two, a higher high with bearish divergence as we come up to hit that next Fibonacci golden pocket level. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on Market Cipher B right here. And we are going to be taking a look at this as the price action plays out live. So here's the thing, guys. If we do get another big push up here, it looks to me like we could actually get some more bearish divergences now on the chart as we make our way up into that zone. So we're going to have to wait and see. We're also going to take a look right now at the order flow chart and see, because I have not looked at the order flow chart, so I'm very curious to see what it looks like right now. So yeah, as we came up to that zone with the single prints, you can see that we had a pretty big decrease of open interest here, showing kind of a weak move. And we've had continuation of a decrease of open interest here. Let's go even lower and see what is happening very locally here. So very locally, we have some bullish CVD forming, which is quite interesting. So now that we've gotten this big move up, really, when we're looking at single prints, we're only looking at support resistance flips, right? It's very clear that if we just draw a box right here, we don't even have to know that there are single prints here, but we could just see with our eye that if we're going to get a squeeze up, this is going to be the first zone that we would find some resistance at, right? And if we come back inside of this zone here, well, there's a few very important levels that we need to be aware of to the upside, because the way I'm looking at this chart right now is one of two things, okay? Either the high is in at $25,000, which there's a real possibility. If the high is in, there's really no way to know yet if the high is in until we get some kind of official change of market structure on the daily time frame. So for me, until we lose the low at 21,400, there's still a very real chance that we could see another higher high here. And we're going to be looking at that possibility. But there's also a chance that this is our high, and what we're going to do is we're not going to realize that until we put in a lower high here and then take out this high down here. So the two possibilities I'm looking at are as follows. If we get continued upside, we need to really be watching our indicator to determine, are we going to put in a lower high or are we going to put in a higher high? This is very, very key right now. And if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, as we continue to get a push up here, and I'll bet you my short is about to get stopped out near the entry in profit, let's pull out a range and take a look at what we've got going on here. If we come above the single prints that are right here, our next major zone of resistance is going to be around $23,800. This is going to be the value area low of the old range. And the reason why this is so significant is because if the price comes back in here, it actually becomes more probable than not that we make our way back up to the top of the range, around that $25,000 zone. So if we're going to put in a lower high right here, the major area that we need to be aware of is going to be the Fibonacci pull from the high to the low, right? That's going to be coming in around this zone right here. If we are not going to put in a higher high, this is the zone between 24 and 24.8. There's a number of confluences in here where we could say, you know what, if we come up into this zone and we're starting to see bearish signs, we can look at this as a lower high to continue in this downtrend, potential downtrend, okay? However, if we don't see bearish signs, then we need to be prepared that we could put in a higher high, right? And so right now for me, the main level that I'm keeping my eyes on, if we get more room to the upside, is going to be 23,800, right? This is going to be a very, very key zone of resistance that we have right here. If we can come above here, we're looking up to this box. If we can come above here, we may be looking up to a new high. Now, when we come down to the 1 hour time frame and we put back on market Cipher, something that's very key in my mind is the fact that we are getting bullish divergences. Now, bullish divergences on the 1 hour time frame, in my opinion, are something that are very significant, especially when they are happening at key zones of support. Right? We know that this was a very, very key zone of support. And on Friday, when I did my stream, I said if somebody were to show me market Cipher right here, because Friday we were trading right around here, and ask me, Jason, what do you think is going to happen? I would say, you know what? The low is not in yet. And the reason why the low is not in yet is because, well, we don't have any bullish divergences down here. We don't have anything telling me price is going to get a reversal to the upside. But if you came to me right now and said, Jason, what do you think price is going to do when market Cipher looks like this? I would say, you know what? I think we have more upside. And I made a video this morning. Price was right around here. And I said, based on what market Cipher looks like, I am expecting more movement to the upside. And that's exactly what happened here. Because it's very, very rare that we get bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame and we don't have some kind of follow through. Now, the money flow right now is also getting higher, which is telling me there's a chance that we even get a move higher here. Okay? When we come down to the 24-minute time frame, what did the 24-minute time frame look like when we put in this key low? It gave the bottom signal. This is the signal that I look for to get into trades that I actually hold for more than a day. When the 24-minute is giving you a bullish divergence, and we're printing two big Ben Armstrong green dots, and the money flow is getting higher as we come down to a key zone of support that we've been waiting for and planning for, well, in my opinion, this means we could actually get a bigger move here, bigger than expected. Now, because we have not put in bullish divergence on the 4 hour time frame, this is actually giving me a little caution that we might not actually get a higher high surpassing 25K again. I'm leaning a little bit more toward we're going to put in a lower high, and I could be wrong, but the reason why I say that is because most of the time we need that 4 hour time frame to be giving us that bullish divergence before we actually are going to get that big push giving us a higher high. Not all the time, but many times. But right now, this is actually bullish market structure. Locally, we have officially now put in a higher high, taking out the previous high. And you know what? If we get a move back to the downside, what we need to be looking for, let's say we do get a retracement here. This is where we need to be looking for potentially longing a higher low right here. If we come back to test the main zone of support, right around that Fibonacci golden pocket, confluence with, if we take a look at the volume that traded here, confluence with the value area low of this local range. Well, this is actually a good place if we missed a long from the bottom. If you didn't happen to grab along from the exact bottom like this, well, that's okay, because if we get a retracement, well then we would be looking down toward this area right here, having locally changed market structure. And if we continue to print trigger waves now on the 1 hour time frame, right? Especially if we get this money flow crossing to the upside on the 1 hour time frame, and we come back down to test this zone like this, and we're seeing market Cipher B printing something like this, and that money flow is getting thicker, that is actually great confirmation that we are in fact going to come back inside of the old range that we have up here. Okay, now there is still in the back of my mind a very real possibility that we print, or at least repeat, the triple high that we did back in August, right? So if we take a look at our 4 hour time frame here and we zoom out, we take a look at what happened back in the month of Augusto, just to use a little Espanol up in here to keep things a little bit spicy, right? We printed this nice pattern in August, right? We printed this triple top right here and then got to move to the downside. Well, it's very possible that we print this triple top again. And I've been saying for a while, I think it's a little bit too easy, right? The short trade from 25K was a little bit too easy. The reason why is because everybody and their grandmother and grandfather and great aunt and their great aunt's uncle's best friend's girlfriend's brother knew that 200 week moving average was amazing resistance. And the fact that we just came up to it and then rejected, that seems a little bit too easy to me. So I'm still thinking maybe we get another move to the upside. And if we do, I'm going to be looking for this very interesting zone of resistance that we have above us. And that is, of course, going to be the Fibonacci golden pocket that we have just above this high. Because here's the thing. Let's say that this week is very bullish for Bitcoin and we get a big move to the upside. You're going to have a lot of people longing here because they're going to be longing the breakout of the 200 week moving average. And it's actually a great place if I was a whale, which I am not, but if I was and I wanted to build a big short position, I would need millions and millions and millions of people longing the breakout to build a big short position, right? And that could give us a pretty big move to the downside, right? If we get that move up like this, lots of longs opening up, continued bearish divergence on the daily time frame, that could be a very juicy potential short position. Now, here's something we have to keep in mind. When things are very bullish for Bitcoin, oftentimes we will see the money flow turning red, actually acting as support, right? We can see that on the 4 hour time frame. When we came down to put this low at 21.4, the red money flow on market Cipher B was actually acting as our support, right? It was acting as our support. So we need to be really watching, in my opinion, the 4 hour time frame. Is this money flow going to be now getting back thick into the blue? And if we start to see price come back up into this area and this money flow on the 4 hour is getting thicker, be very careful because it could actually be a legitimate breakout. So we need to wait and see, right? People always say, Jason, what's the price going to do? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? My answer always the same, guys. It depends, right? We cannot know what the price is going to do, but we can make plans so that when the price comes up to our key area of resistance and we see the confirmations that we're looking for on market Cipher B, we can enter into a juicy short trade, right? And the opposite is true also when price is coming down to a key zone of support, like it was here, and we see the confirmations we are looking for, then we can enter into a juicy long trade, right? And locally, when price is coming up into a local zone of resistance, like we see right here, we can enter into a short scalp trade. We can't know what the price is going to do, but we can be prepared, right? So that we don't get liquidated, right? That's the key. Maximum absorbency, as you can see down here. Maximum absorbency, right? Always having a plan, right? This guy had multiple plans, right? He's like, look, I'm going to invest in Bitcoin when it's $1. If that doesn't work out for me, I'm going to be a depends model, right? And so it worked out good for him. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. We got that little short squeeze. We filled those single prints. We got the bullish divergences on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what's happening right now. Okay, we had a lot of longs actually open up here. About 4 million longs opening up right here. People getting bullish now that we've gotten the pump. This is not the right time, in my opinion, guys, to be longing after a big pump like that. You know, we want to listen to our grandfather when he told us to buy low and sell high. That way we are prepared for the place to long, and we're not FOMOing it after, right? We want to always have that plan in advance. So we are coming up to this zone of resistance, and it becomes very clear that if we can come above this zone right here, that we will be looking toward higher Bitcoin prices, right? It's just very, very clear that if we come up above there, we're looking to our next major zone, which is the 23,800 area, right? It is the 23,800 area, and that is just the value area low of this old range, right? That's really all it is. We're just taking it level to level here. We knew that we had a clear support resistance flip right here. We don't even need fancy TA tools. It's literally just a retest of these lows. That's why we found resistance here. If we break above this, our next zone is going to be the value area low right here. Very clear. If we come above that, we're going to be looking toward this zone where we have our Fibonacci golden pocket. These are the levels we need to be keeping our eyes on. As a trader, as somebody who's day trading, right, I do not care what the price does unless we come to one of these levels. Now, let's say we do get a rejection here and the bottom is not in, right? Then what am I looking at? Well, if we get a rejection here and we start to come down, then my long will get stopped out at the entry. That's totally okay with me, but then I am actually going to be looking down toward some lower levels, and what I will be doing is looking at basically this right here, okay, this entire range. There's a few interesting things. First of all, we can see very clearly that we have this value area low that has not been filled yet, right? So let's say we get another rejection and we come back down to this key zone at like 22,350. In this case, what I want to see on the 4-hour time frame is exactly what we saw over here. And for me, that will tell me, you know what, this is a macro bottom, and I think we're going to put in another higher high. However, if we don't get that and we see the floppy butt cheeks, because here's the thing, it's all the rage these days for these girls to get these butt implants. Shout out to Nolta Sigas, who says ENS please. We could take a look at ENS. It's all the rage for these girls these days, you know, to be getting these butt implants so that they can have these juicy left cheeks and skinny right cheeks. But sometimes they resort to cheap means, right? They try to use Fix-A-Flat to get their butt cheeks looking kind of good. Well, you know what that can do is instead of giving the uneven butt cheek pattern, that can actually give you the floppy butt cheek pattern where the cheek comes much lower. You have a blowout, okay? You have to call AAA roadside services to come fix that. You get a blowout where the momentum wave gets lower. And if we start coming down here and we're seeing lower momentum wave on the 4-hour, that's telling us, look, the bottom's not in yet, guys, and we can look for lower. This is how I was so confident on Friday when I went live to say the bottom is not in. When we came down to this first tap of the level, I said the bottom is not in based on how Market Cipher looks. We come down a little bit lower, and now we're starting to see bullish divs. That says, look, we're going to get a move to the upside, right? Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Let's like up the video. Let's like the stream. Let's subscribe to the channel. We got about 1,000 people in here, about 100 likes. Let's see if we can get some likes. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to Paco Rizzuti, who says the last pump fueled only by shorts wrecked, no new relevant positions. Yes. Go back and watch the beginning of the stream if you're just getting in. We just went over exactly why we got to move down. We went exactly why we found support. We went over exactly why we got to move to the upside. And we went over exactly why we're getting a little rejection from where we're getting at right now. It's a very, very technical price action right here. Every single one of these moves, from the high to the low and back up to where we're currently at, are very technical levels, right? The high was a technical level, the low was a technical level, and then both of the little moves we got today, right? If we go down to the 12-minute time frame here, both of the moves that we've had so far today, this little move to the downside right here, as well as this one, were technical levels that we have been looking at in the Casper Crew VIP Discord as levels of resistance that we are looking to short, right? So yes, this is very technical. We don't have any new long volume coming in, nothing significant right now. It is a weekend, but here's the thing. Sometimes weekend short squeezes can turn into more significant moves when the week starts, right? And, you know, the divergences don't lie, y'all. They do not lie. So again, if we come above this level here, this is resistance. If we come above 23.5, we're coming up to 23.8. That's just the way it works, right? We're going to get sucked right up to 23.8. If we come above 23.8, there's a very high chance that we will make our way back up to around that high volume node, around 20, I'd say 24.3, right? Around that high volume node, 24.3, 24.6 zone. Very, very key zones of resistance, right? So these are the key levels, the ones that I'm looking at for Bitcoin. And it is a Sunday, so I'm not really trading too much. But when I saw us getting that pump right into resistance, I could not help but scalp the short trade. And actually, let's see, is that short even still open right now? It's still open, guys. The short trade is still open. So 23,491. Okay, so I'm short from about here, and I'm long from the bottom. So this is a nice schlong, right? A nice schlong. I've already locked in a small profit on here, so if I get stopped out at the entry, I do not care at all. But if we keep dumping from here, that is fine. That is absolutely fine with me. So shout out to everybody who has been trading this price action because it's been very, very technical. Shout out to everybody in the Casper Group VIP Discord, the juiciest trading community during this bear market, with some of the best traders in the world, myself not included, of course. Literally some of the best traders in the world in the Casper crew, myself not included. Guys, if you want to learn how to do this with a systematic approach, check out the courses at jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader, giving you a point A to point B comprehensive system so that you always know where you're looking to enter, exit, stop loss, and more. Changing the way thousands of people approach the markets. 20% discount if you use the coupon code JUICYDISCOUNT. So something else, guys, that we do need to be aware of as we move into the new week is, what is the stock market going to do when it opens, especially when the futures market opens in about 3 hours. But before we talk about that, let's pop into the chat. Shout out to Dylan Waves in the chat. What is going on? Everybody go check out Dylan Waves' YouTube channel. Make sure to go subscribe to him and all that stuff. Make sure to FOMO into the like button. We have a bull div on the ES on the 4 hour. Let's check that out. USDT dominance just retested the breakout of the triangle pattern. Interesting. So is this a breakdown or breakout? Is this bullish or bearish? No 0% limit fees via the link. Are you sure? I just double checked this with my ByBit guy. Let me double check one more time. Last time I checked this, we absolutely have 0% limit fees. And we should have it until the beginning of March. Yeah, we have to have it. But I will check on that ASAP. In fact, I just checked on it right now. So if we don't have it, we're going to get that back ASAP. So Dumperoni Pizza. People are looking for Dumperoni Pizza. All right. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at the stock market. We're going to be taking a look at some other assets here as well, guys. We're going to be taking a look at some other assets here as well. Okay, they said you should wait 24 hours. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so maybe it takes 24 hours. Gotcha. How did you get the naked points of control? I used ExoCharts to get that. Okay, other people have 0%. All right, other people have 0%. It finishes on the 1st of March. No, it doesn't finish on the 1st of March if you already have it, but the promotion itself finishes on the 1st of March. But I'm going to get another promotion that finishes on the 1st of April. What kind of music is this? This is digital synthwave, royalty-free music. Since is the 1 hour not printing a bearish divergence using the RSI? I don't know. I don't use the RSI. Did I get into the short? I did, Divine Hood. I got into the short. I locked in a profit, and now I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. So, I did also short that level. All right, guys, let's take a look at the S&P 500. Let's take a look at the ES, because, you know, last week, guys, ES was getting a very, it was coming down to a very important zone of support. And yeah, I just want to take a look at that right now. Now, to be honest with you guys, I haven't really looked at the charts since this morning, and I definitely have not looked at the ES since Friday. So this is going to actually be surprising to me in a lot of ways. Okay, so the ES, right? This is the S&P 500 futures market, which will be opening, guys. It will be opening in about 3 hours. Now, this is so dang juicy and bullish right now, what I am seeing, okay? This is so dang juicy and bullish right now, what I'm seeing, and here's why. Here's why. We know on the daily time frame, or even on the weekly time frame, let's go to the week right now, okay? Let's go to the week. We have been respecting this trend line, okay, since January 2022. Since January 2022, we have been respecting this trend line here. And now we're coming back to retest the trend line, but not only are we retesting the trend line, right? We are absolutely retesting the high volume node of the range. We are retesting a weekly zone of support, and we are retesting a local Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Now, as we come down to this golden pocket retracement, as we take a look at the 4 hour, what do we see? We're actually seeing two very interesting things. Number one, we are coming down to hit this golden pocket to the exact dollar right here. Okay, this is bullish. Doesn't mean the low is in, but it's bullish. Number two, look at the 4 hour time frame, okay? Now, if somebody just told me, Jason, you know what? I'm not going to show you the actual chart. I'm just going to show you market Cipher B on the 4 hour. And just so you know, Jason, the price has been getting lower this whole time, right? What do you think price is going to do next? I would say, you know what? I'd say if I had to bet on the price doing something, if I was a betting man, and I am, since I literally place paper money, of course, this is fake, all fake, fake trading, fake money, fake everything, you know? I'm actually a deep fake. I'm not even a real human, guys. I'm an AI. Okay, so this is all fake and not financial advice, right? Just some idiot in the basement. I would say price is going to go up from here because we have money flow and momentum getting higher on the 4 hour, giving us the juicy uneven butt cheek pattern. And so this is very bullish. This is something that we need to pay attention to, especially when the ES opens again in 3 hours. Now, it doesn't mean the low is in. Right? It does not mean the low is in. There's a few places that we should be looking now for support for the ES. I would say this. For me, I mean, really, we know that we had this old mini range over here, right? Before the breakout, we were trading this old mini range right over here. Let's pull the volume, take a look at what we got over here, right? We have the value area high of this old mini range with the 786 Fibonacci, and we also have some liquidity right here. So basically, if we continue to print bullish patterns in this zone between the golden pocket and the 786, be watching for Bitcoin to also get a big move. Because if the ES does not come back into this old range right here and hold support at this key support resistance flip, which is clearly a support resistance flip, if we pull this all the way back to November, October, it was resistance, support, support, resistance, support, support. And so now this is a very, very key zone right here. If we hold this and we continue to see our beautiful uneven butt cheek pattern here on the 4 hour with money flow getting higher, then I expect the ES to actually get a move to the upside in the coming week and reclaim this trend line after dipping down into it. This will actually look like a very bullish wick on the higher term time frames. If we pierce this into here and then get a move to the upside, when we're looking at that on like the weekly time frame, we are going to see a very bullish looking wick. Doesn't necessarily mean, guys, that we're not eventually going to come down lower here, right? But it will look very bullish on the weekly time frame. Then I would expect Bitcoin to also get a move up, potentially fulfilling that triple top that we've been looking at that happened back in August. Now, when we do take a look at the ES on a higher term time frame, something that we can just blatantly see right here is the fact that, yes, it looks like we need to have a retracement, right? Looks like we're printing a red dot on the weekly. However, please keep in mind that although this red dot is most likely going to confirm in a few hours, a lot of times these weekly red dots, it doesn't necessarily mean that the top is in, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that the top is in. We may get one last fake out to the high to fill this value area before getting the actual low. And this is a very key support, so that might actually happen. We might get that fake out, right? We might get that fake out. Boom, double top, and the Bitcoin will get the triple top. So this is something that we do need to be aware of, be watching, because it's very rare that we get the bullish divergence like this on the 4-hour time frame, with the money flow getting higher nonetheless, that we don't see some kind of follow through, right? So in 3 hours, this opens up. Let's see what happens. I'm honestly, I'm not saying anything's going to happen tonight. Let's wait and see what happens the beginning of the week, Monday to Wednesday. Let's see what happens from Monday to Wednesday. All right, let's kind of just keep our eyes on this zone right down here. It's a very, very important zone. You got banned from my Discord. I don't know if you did get banned. There's really no way for me to tell. I'm really sorry. Can you transfer funds from your bank into ByBit and back? It all depends where you live, and no, I mean, it depends where you live. I don't know, actually, if you can do it from a U.S. bank if you live outside of the U.S. I do not do that personally. I don't do that personally. Okay, used to be in my Patreon, now you cannot get back into the Discord. I honestly don't know how to... I don't know how to check that. Can you message me on Discord personally? Just message my name, and maybe we can get that fixed out, man. Bitcoin tomorrow, 100K, says somebody. Shout out to someone. Shout out to Jason Castro. How was the Sabbath day? It was very relaxing. It was very refreshing. And I'm excited for a new week of trading coming up, man. Okay, so Bitcoin getting another little pump here to the upside right now. And let's see if we actually get a move back up above this level. Let's check out quickly what's happening on the order flow chart as well. Okay, wow, would you look at this, guys? Would you look at this? So, yeah, we got some bullish looking CVD locally. We got a big move to the upside right now, and it looks like it's very hard to tell. But, yeah, I don't see anything too bearish looking here. Let's check out market Cipher B. On the 12 minute, looks a little bit more bullish to me than bearish, guys. Honestly, it looks a little bit more bullish to me than bearish, right? So I did just get stopped out of that short trade, as you can see here. The short that I took after TP1 was hit, I got stopped out in profit, and we are still in the long now. And let's see, as we come up to our next zone of resistance, this is still resistance, guys. Actually, let's take a look at the chart right here. We are coming up right now to the Fibonacci golden pocket retracement here, right? So this is also still going to be a zone of resistance for us. Let's go down to the 1 minute time frame here and kind of watch how this thing plays out, because if we do hit into that golden pocket, we very well may just get a local bear div here, and then basically we could see the money flow coming out from here as we tap into that 618, right? As we tap into that 618. And of course, if we come above this 618, guys, that could give us another pretty big move to the upside right now. So we're not seeing any kind of fast rejection from it. If we start to lose this, we could say we're getting a rejection from it. We do see slight bearish divs on the 1 minute with money flow coming out here. So let's kind of wait and see. This is definitely an area of interest to determine whether or not we actually want to get into another potential short trade from here. So let's see what's happening right now over here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we've put in our higher high. We have a lot of longs opening up here. So basically, if we start to lose this level, guys, we will have millions of longs actually under the water trapped here, which could give us a little bit of a move to the downside. If we start to lose this level here, this could actually trap a lot of longs, which could very well, especially on a Sunday, give us a move down. Right? If we lose, I would say 23,475, we can see we had a lot of longs actually opening up in this candle right here, and so that would give us a move down from this area. So we would want to kind of wait and see if that happens there. All right, let's get back into the chat right now. as we are coming up to this nice, interesting level of resistance with bearish divergences, money flow getting lower on the 1 minute time frame. Lots of longs entering up. SP equals Sunday plan. SP is single prints and works like magnets. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chocolate chip. Yeah, so what is the meaning of single prints? Yeah, we could talk about that. So single prints, it basically just means that prices spend a very small amount of time in a zone, right? So when we come back over here to Friday, when we got that big move to the downside, this is a TPO chart, right? If you want to learn more about TPO, check out jasoncaspertrading.com or learn.jasoncaspertrading.com. Check out the advanced course. It goes over all this stuff, right? But a very simplified version is when price spends a very short period of time at certain prices, it leaves behind these single prints. And these are highlighted on a TPO chart with these green, this green background basically on the chart, right? And basically what that means is if price comes back down, if price comes back up into these single prints, after it fills these single prints and basically fills up that space where price came down very, very quick, it will come back up very, very quick, find a resistance, and then it will reject from that zone, right? And that's pretty much what happened now. There is a free indicator that you can use because this is XO charts, it costs some money. But if you just come over to TradingView and you come over to indicators and you search for TPO, all right, TPO market profile by Kiosef Trading, this, if you put on your 30-minute chart, will show you the exact same thing that I'm looking at right here. Okay, so you could see right over here, right? We made these things called single prints, right? It's giving you a time profile, not a volume profile, time profile. How much time did price spend in this zone right here, right? And basically, when there's only one column of letters, right, that basically means each row has a single letter. This is a single prints. And look at this. When we come up and we fill these single prints, we reject to the dang dollar. Isn't that pretty crazy? Isn't that pretty dang crazy? Yeah, so this is a free indicator. Check it out. I prefer XO charts because it's much easier, but this is great if you don't want to deal with XO. But XO is definitely a great tool. I really enjoy it. Coinalyze.net is also a great tool. So if you don't want to pay for XO and you want to go with free stuff, I mean, I don't know if this indicator works in TradingView and free TradingView, but Coinalyze.net is a free tool that can give you the order flow and the longs and the shorts and the CVD and all that. Of course, I'm not logged in right now. But yeah, those are what single prints are. And shout out to Chip Chocolate for giving the answer as well. Shout out to Crypto Morningstar. Crypto Morningstar, bro, I do have 0% limit fees for derivatives, man. Is verified. So I'm not trying to get people to sign up because of spot, right? I actually have a special deal with ByBit, man. Just so you know, I'm not trying to be that guy that's deceiving people. It's legit, man. But shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Tom Crown. What is going on, Tom Crown, man? How are you doing, bro? Jason Casper, the friendly goat. That's funny, man. That is so funny. You're a funny guy, Tom Crown. Everybody make sure to go subscribe to Tom Crown. Go like all his videos. Go follow him on Twitter and on MySpace. What are we looking at today, man? Well, we were basically just looking at how technical this move is. The move to the downside. The move to the upside. We're looking at the resistance that we came up to right now, why we got a little rejection from here. We're looking at why we came up so fast right here because we filled those single prints. We're looking at why we came down to this low right here. And yeah, that's basically what we're looking at, man. If we come above 23,500, I'm looking at 23.8, where we basically have the value area low of this old range right about here. Right about here. And if we come above here, man, I wouldn't be surprised if we put in the triple top, like what we put in August. But yeah, man, God bless everyone here. Make sure to like the stream. And yeah. Guys, I have to head out because I have a lot of things to do today, but I wanted to come in and make a stream for you guys. So make sure to like the video before we head out. May God bless you all in Jesus' name. May the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you. And may the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness and peace. I do pray everybody is blessed. I'm very excited for this trading week, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.